Good morning, children. Today we will learn about the allotropic form of sulfur and its properties. Now, as we know that sulfur exists in different allotropic forms. Some important allotropes of sulfur are as sulfur rhombic, sulfur monoclinic, cyclic form of sulfur, plastic sulfur and sulfur vapor. The most stable form of sulfur is sulfur rhombic form. So sulfur rhombic, which is insoluble in water, but it is soluble in CH2. Rhombic sulfur is yellow in color and it has the density of 2.06 gram per centimeter cube. When rhombic sulfur is heated above 369 Kelvin temperature, then it changes into monoclinic sulfur. Monoclinic sulfur is dull yellow in color. It is soluble in CH2. Its density is lower than rhombic sulfur. It is 1.98 gram per centimeter cube, and sulfur rhombic and monoclinic both consist of puckered ring form sulfur molecules, where each sulfur molecule is octatomic, but their arrangement in the crystal is different. In case of sulfur rhombic, the arrangement of the puckered ring form is like this, and it results into rhombohedral structure. But in case of monoclinic sulfur, the arrangement is just opposite, like this. One is to upward crown and another is downward crown. So this results into needle-shaped crystal or monoclinic crystal of sulfur is formed. Now, if the temperature is below 369 Kelvin, then monoclinic sulfur slowly changes to rhombic sulfur, as rhombic sulfur is the most stable form of this sulfur. How the monoclinic sulfur is obtained? Actually, in order to get monoclinic sulfur, we take yellow sulfur or rhombic sulfur and then it is heated to melting point temperature. Then the molten liquid is allowed to cool. On cooling, crust is formed and crystallization takes place. Then two holes are made in the crust, and then the dish is inverted. The container is inverted so that the liquid impurities drain out from the two holes, and then we get the monoclinic crystals of the sulfur. Now the third form is where we have different cyclic sulfur form, S6, S8, S10, like that. So in this form, the sulfur 6 form is most common, and in sulfur 6 form, the chair conformation or chair structure of the sulfur is most stable, because in this structure there is minimum lone pair repulsion. Now, how to get the another form of sulfur is plastic sulfur. How to get the plastic sulfur? Take the rhombic sulfur and heat it. When it is heated, then it changes into molten form, and then this molten form is suddenly dropped in cold water. So due to sudden cooling or sudden drop in temperature, the molten sulfur is converted into chewing gum like mass, that is called as plastic sulfur. The plastic sulfur is insoluble in water and carbon disulfide both, and its density is 1.95 gram per centimeter cube. The plastic sulfur has entangled form of sulfur chain like this one. Now another form is sulfur vapor. Actually this is important because Sometimes question is asked why sulfur vapor is paramagnetic. So you can explain this, that when sulfur is heated, it undergoes the different types of changes at different temperature. When it is heated, initially it melts and its density decreases. On further heating, again its density decreases and it liquefies. But when it is further heated, then again its viscosity increases. And then on further heating, when the temperature goes above 400 Kelvin, then it liquefies. And on further heating, if the heating is continued, then above 1000 Kelvin, the sulfur, which is puckered ring form, is converted into different chain form having different compositions like S2, S3, S4, S5, because the puckered ring form is completely broken now. Now this sulfur vapor is dominated by S2 form, and due to presence of this S2 form in sulfur vapor at the temperature above 1000 Kelvin, the sulfur vapor is paramagnetic in nature. This is because the sulfur vapor is mostly dominated by S2 form, and the S2 molecules, which is stable only at temperature above 1000 Kelvin, just like O2, contains two unpaired electrons in anti-bonding pi molecular orbital. So due to presence of S2, which is just like O2 is paramagnetic, it makes the sulfur vapor paramagnetic. So this question is asked in board, why the sulfur vapor is paramagnetic? So your answer should be, the sulfur vapor is paramagnetic due to presence of S2 molecules. S2 molecules, just like oxygen molecules, possess two unpaired electrons in antibonding molecular orbitals. So that's why the sulfur vapor is paramagnetic. Now we will take children compound of sulfur. The first compound we will discuss is sulfur dioxide. Actually, sulfur dioxide, how it is prepared? It is prepared by burning sulfur. S plus O2 gives SO2. Now in lab, the sulfur is obtained by two methods. First is by the reaction of sulfite with dilute sulfuric acid. For example, if you take any sulfite like sodium sulfite, then it contains sulfite ion. If you treat it with dilute sulfuric acid, it gives hydrogen ion. Then these two reacts to form H2O and SO2. This sulfur dioxide is characterized by its pungent smell. Then this pungent burning sulfur smell comes from the test tube. So this is the way to prepare SO2 in lab. Take any sulfite like sodium sulfite, calcium sulfite, and then add dilute sulfuric acid and heat. Then it gives Na2SO4, water, and sulfur dioxide is obtained. Another method is by strong heating of copper with concentrated sulfuric acid. Actually, in general, copper does not react with dilute sulfuric acid, but when it is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid, then reaction occurs. This is due to oxidation role of sulfuric acid concentrated. Concentrated sulfuric acid possesses oxidation role. So it oxidizes copper to cupric ion. Then it reacts with sulfate ion to form copper sulfate. You can write this reaction as this concentrated sulfuric acid. This provides oxygen. So copper is converted into cupric oxide by that oxygen, and then cupric oxide reacts with H2SO4 to give CuSO4 plus H2O. So this is the way reaction takes place. And how this oxygen is obtained? Actually, conc H2SO4, this gives nascent oxygen on heating. When it is heated, then it gives sulfur dioxide and nascent oxygen. So this is conc. So this nascent oxygen oxidizes copper to copper oxide. Then copper oxide reacts with sulfuric acid to form copper sulfate and water. Then we get sulfur dioxide as a product. So these are two methods that are used to prepare SO2 in laboratory. First, by heating any sulfide with dilute sulfuric acid. Second, by heating copper metal with conc sulfuric acid. Okay, now we will take industrial preparation. On large scale, the SO2 is prepared. It is obtained by roasting of sulfide ore. When sulfide ore is roasted, then we get sulfur dioxide as a product. Now children, we will see the properties of sulfur dioxide. Now what are the properties of sulfur dioxide? Sulfur dioxide is, first, physical properties. It is colorless, pungent smelling gas. It is highly soluble in water. Second, its acidic nature. Sulfur dioxide, when dissolved in water, it forms sulfurous acid. So, its aqueous solution is weak dibasic acid. It turns blue litmus to red. Now, due to its acidic nature, it reacts with bases to form salt and water. SO2 reacts with NaOH to form Na2SO3, sodium sulfite, and water. Reaction with lime water. This behavior of SO2 is same as the behavior of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide also turns lime water milky. Sulfur dioxide also turns lime water milky. But the difference is that the carbon dioxide is not having any smell, but SO2 is having pungent smell. So let us see the reaction. This is calcium hydroxide, lime water. When SO2 is passed through it, then it forms calcium sulfide. It is actually solid, insoluble, white colored particles. So it makes the solution milky. When sulfur dioxide gas is passed in excess, then it is converted into calcium bisulfite, which is soluble in water, and the milkiness disappears. So this behavior of sulfur dioxide is same as behavior of carbon dioxide, लेकिन दोनों में जो बेसिक डिफरेंस ये है कि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड जो है वो उसमें कोई स्मेल नहीं होगा, जबकि सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड में स्मेल होता है. बच्चों नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी लेंगे, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टी, जिसमें बोर्ड में पूछा जाता है क्वेश्चन. रिड्यूसिंग करेक्टर ऑफ सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड. मॉइस्ट sulfur dioxide act as reducing agent, and its reducing action is due to evolution of nascent hydrogen. तो हम कुछ रिएक्शंस देखेंगे जिसमें जो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड है वो रिड्यूसिंग रोल प्ले करता है. तो सबसे पहला रिएक्शन है कि इट डिकलराइजेस द वायलेट कलर ऑफ एसिडिफाइड KMnO4 solution. So let us see how this reaction can be written. Suppose children, you have KMnO4. Acidified means in presence of dilute H2SO4. Now on reaction, this KMnO4, which is oxidizing agent, gives nascent oxygen, and at the same time potassium is converted to potassium sulfate. Manganese is converted to manganese sulfate. Hydrogen is converted to water and nascent oxygen. अब बैलेंस करने के लिए आप देखिए, यहाँ पर K2 है तो यहाँ पर 2 कर दीजिए, 2K. अब 2Mn हो गया तो यहाँ 2MnSO4 कर दीजिए. यहाँ एक सल्फेट है और यहाँ 2 सल्फेट है, 3 सल्फेट होना चाहिए, तो यहाँ पर 3H2SO4 कर दीजिए. अब यहाँ 3H2 हो गया तो यहाँ पर 3H2O कर दीजिए. 2 4 जा 8, 8 ऑक्सीजन में से 3 ऑक्सीजन यहाँ आ गया तो 5 नेसेंट ऑक्सीजन प्रोड्यूस हुआ. इसी नेसेंट ऑक्सीजन की वजह से ये ऑक्सीडाइजिंग ये जो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड है उसको ऑक्सीडाइज करेगा और ये खुद रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. अब जो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड है, यहाँ पर जो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस है वो इस नेसेंट ऑक्सीजन को एक्वस मीडियम में लेकर के खुद ऑक्सीडाइज हो जाएगा सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड में। देखिए यहाँ पर सल्फर का ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट 4 है और इसमें सल्फर का ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट +6 है। तो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड खुद ऑक्सीडाइज हो रहा है और जो परमैंगनेट आयन है, जो पोटेशियम परमैंगनेट है जिसमें मैग्नीज +7 है, ये इसको रिड्यूस कर दे रहा है किसमें, +2 में। ये हमारा पिंक होता है या वायलेट होगा और जो अब सॉल्यूशन बनेगा मैग्नीज सल्फेट और पोटेशियम सल्फेट, ये सॉल्यूशन कलरलेस होगा। तो इस तरह से हम देख रहे हैं कि ड्यू टू रिड्यूसिंग एक्शन जो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड है ये पिंक कलर या जो वायलेट कलर है एसिडिफाइड KMnO4 सॉल्यूशन का, उसको क्या कर दे रहा है, डीकलराइज कर रहा है। बच्चों यहाँ पर एक दूसरा रिएक्शन भी है जो कि आपके कोर्स में है। इट रिड्यूसेस फेरिक साल्ट टू फेरस साल्ट। हाउ टू राइट दिस रिएक्शन? तो इस रिएक्शन के लिए देखिए जो SO2 मॉइस्ट कंडीशन में है, इन मॉइस्ट कंडीशन इट एक्ट एज रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट, ये आपने देखा है। एंड द रिड्यूसिंग एक्शन इज ड्यू टू लिबरेशन ऑफ व्हाट, नेसेंट हाइड्रोजन। ठीक है, ये रिएक्शन नेसेंट हाइड्रोजन आ गया। ये जो नेसेंट हाइड्रोजन है ये फेरिक साल्ट, फेरिक मीन्स Fe2SO4 होल थ्राइस फेरिक sulfate. Ferric means when iron is present in +3 oxidation state, it converts ferric salt जो कि हमारा रेडिश ब्राउन है, इसको मोइस्ट सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड रिड्यूस कर देता है फेरस साल्ट में जो कि ग्रीनिश हो जाएगा और साथ में क्या बन जाएगा, H2SO4 बन जाएगा। सो दिस इज ग्रीनिश। तो जो रेडिश ब्राउन था वो क्या हो गया, ग्रीनिश हो गया और जो फेरिक साल्ट था वो रिड्यूस होके फेरस साल्ट हो गया। सो दीज टू आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिएक्शंस, इनको आप प्रैक्टिस कर लेंगे। नाउ वी विल टेक द ब्लीचिंग एक्शन ऑफ सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड। बच्चों कई बार ये पूछा जाता है कि कंपेयर द ब्लीचिंग एक्शन ऑफ ओजोन, क्लोरीन एंड सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड। तो यहाँ पर हम ओजोन पढ़ चुके हैं। ब्लीचिंग एक्शन ऑफ ओजोन इज ड्यू टू इट्स ऑक्सीडेशन रोल और वो परमानेंट होता है। ब्लीचिंग एक्शन अगर हम सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड का देखें बच्चों तो मोइस्ट SO2 एक्ट एज माइल्ड ब्लीचिंग एजेंट and its bleaching action is due to its reducing role. Now if you see the reaction, sulfur dioxide in moist condition gives nascent hydrogen. This nascent hydrogen converts colored vegetable matter into reduced colorless product. और होता यह है कि जब इस reduced colorless product को वापस आप एयर में रखते हैं तो चूंकि एयर में ऑक्सीजन है तो वो वापस उसके कलर को रीगेन कर देता है। तो इसका मतलब जो कलरलेस हुआ है वो वापस कलर्ड हो जाता है। इसीलिए हम बोलते हैं कि इसका जो ब्लीचिंग एक्शन है वो टेम्प्रोरी है। इसको करने के लिए एक अच्छा तरीका है कि बच्चों एक जार में आप सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस ले लीजिए, ठीक है, और एक गुलाब का फूल ले लीजिए, उसको आप पानी में भिगो लीजिए और उस मॉइस्ट फूल को आप जार में ले जाइए। जैसे आप जार में ले जाएंगे वो कलरलेस हो जाएगा और फिर जार से ऊपर ले आइए, हवा में बस वेव कर दीजिए, घुमाइए 2-3 बार, थोड़ी देर रखिए, उसके बाद आप देखेंगे कि वापस गुलाब अपना पिंक कलर एक्वायर कर लेता है। सो दिस शोज दैट द ब्लीचिंग एक्शन ऑफ सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड इज टेम्पोररी। नाउ यूजेस ऑफ सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड, इट इज यूज्ड इन मैन्युफैक्चर ऑफ सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड and it is used as bleaching agent for delicate articles like silk and wool. It is used as anti-chlor. Anti-chlor means in removal of excess of chlorine, because SO2 reacts with chlorine in presence of charcoal to form SO2Cl2, and SO2 act as disinfectant. Thank you very much for watching the video.